Hello, welcome everybody. Thank you for those who are tuning in. Welcome to our Psychedelic Preparation Series. My name is Alberto. I'm one of the lead facilitators with Soul Medicine Retreats in Nayarit, and so excited to start this journey to uncover some of the ways that prayer can benefit us in preparation for a psychedelic experience. So, yeah, allowing everybody to arrive. And as I start everything, I'd like for us all to take a moment to close our eyes, just allowing the breath to come and go naturally. Inhale, exhale, allowing anything from the day to just fall away, showing up here in this present moment. I invite you to allow all your energy to rest in the center of your chest, here in your heart space. And inviting any gratitude you may have for your life, for the life that you share with others, whatever you are grateful for in this moment. I invite you to allow this vibration to resonate here in your heart center. Feel this gratitude go through your system, reaching your DNA, your blood, going through your skin, vibrating through your surroundings. Allow this gratitude to touch the collective. Share this gratitude. I am consecrating this meeting with peace, with love, with harmony. May this meeting, this session, inform, educate, uplift. May it serve us all in a good way, benefiting each and every one of us, and in turn, benefiting all beings of this earth. Slowly, slowly in your time, begin to open your eyes. So welcome everybody. So beautiful to have you here joining us. I'm so excited to be able to sit here and to share about prayer, which is in this time, I feel very necessary, very much needed in this world, is a collective prayers. So yeah, join me as we go through this journey. So I like to start by just expressing a little bit about my relationship with prayer. Maybe some of you guys may resonate, maybe not. But just opening up this vulnerability. So in my development with prayer, it started at a very young age. And maybe just like many of you, my grandmother told me to pray before I go to sleep and to ask for what I need and to make sure that I did my prayers before I went to bed. And this became a practice for me when I was young, daily practice, you know. And I started to go to the church. This was my first introduction to the way prayer should be done. And my influence to the church brought a lot of fear into my life as a young child, surprisingly. I felt quite intuitive and had a deep understanding of what they were talking about. And for me, what really stuck with me was the fear. Like, wow, okay, I don't want to go to hell. I don't want to be left here in the earth with the rapture. So I'm going to pray. I'm going to make sure that I'm sincere and I'm going to pray daily to prevent this harm for myself. So my early development with prayer was out of fear. You know, the introduction from my grandmother, but once it started to establish, it was out of fear. And I would pray to make sure that I would go to heaven. So when I became a certain age and I started to kind of feel for myself, I realized that I didn't want to be in fear, you know, didn't want to pray to any God that would punish me for living a certain way or for wanted to punish me for not doing my prayers. So I had a disconnection and it was a bit of a traumatic experience. And I stopped praying for many years. So yeah, this was the beginning influence that I had with prayer. It wasn't until much later in life that I was able to develop my own relationship with prayer, to really find my own understanding, that I didn't need to pray out of fear, that I can pray in gratitude, I can pray in joy. And I also didn't need to be afraid of what I needed to ask for in this life. So with that said, it's knowing that we are not advocating any religion here. We are advocating truly about finding your own individual practice for what feels good for you, what resonates with your core, what meets the needs that you have. If my belief system is in any one direction, is that all rivers lead to the same ocean. So with good intention and a good heart, I'm in support of all belief systems that are leading to what I believe to be the ultimate source, which is creation. So not advocating to say that the way that we are doing things is the only way. There's many ways. So just opening up the space with this to allow you to kind of understand where we're coming from. When it comes to prayer and how we can utilize it for the preparation for a psychedelic experience, it can be a very, very beautiful tool, not only for the preparation, but also for the experience and also for the integration. Truly, can really shift many things in your life. But one of the most key ways it can be fundamental is learning to find gratitude. So through my teachings, the teachings that I have received from my teachers, they always start every prayer with gratitude. And what is gratitude? To be grateful. Well, if we can consider things to be a vibration, our feelings or words or to be a vibration, they say gratitude is one of the highest vibrations. So in gratitude, we can really calm our nervous system. We can find peace. We can open our heart. Here in the heart center here, this is a navigating system. This will help to direct us and guide us towards our truth. And when we are in gratitude, when we are in compassion, we are in forgiveness, and we are in understanding, we can open up our heart truly to life. And in this way, we can better navigate where we are going from leading through our heart. And gratitude is a beautiful way to give something back too, to recognize that sometimes we can get stuck into a prayer of like, please, God save me. It's everything is falling apart, you know. And not to say that there's a judgmental God out there, or judgmental creation, or whatever the word will be. But it's always good to approach in an energetic exchange, you know, instead of always, okay, I'm not reaching out just because I need something. Maybe I do need something, but I'm going to reach out in gratitude for what I have and recognize what I have. So this can be incredible preparation as we start to find gratitude. And gratitude, this is preparation for entering a psychedelic experience. So if we're able to find gratitude, then it's opening up a process of self-reflection. Okay, maybe there is some things that I can be grateful for in this life. Wow, I didn't realize, even though maybe things feel like they're falling apart, I'm depressed, I have anxiety, there's all these reasons that I'm stepping into this world of psychedelics. But maybe I never took the time to say, wow, okay, I'm grateful that I have a glass of water. I'm grateful that I'm not there living on the streets. I'm grateful that the sun rose this morning. Grateful for my family, my pets, whatever it may be. Even if you're in this self-loathing and victimization and pain, which I know I've been there many times, it's but you're finding gratitude for what you have. In this way, it can help to change some perspective. If I am finding gratitude, if I am finding forgiveness, this is a way of starting to heal. And it's truly, and we can do this through prayer of self-reflection. And the key to starting a healing path is developing an awareness, an awareness of who you are, where you want to be, you know. Truthfully, we can fall into this place of knowing where we don't want to be, but where do we want to be? What do we need? What is it that we're calling in? So in the preparation for a psychedelic experience, it can be very important. The first recommendation I make is to create a sacred space, some space that is sacred to you. And, it does not need to be a church. Like, some people say, I can only go to church to pray. No, well, in my belief, you can pray wherever you are. This connection to the creator is not, there's no middleman, there's no specific way that you need to communicate with them. You don't need a good Wi-Fi connection. You can just communicate. So the starting point is creating a sacred space. And with this can be fundamental towards understanding how you can start to meet your own needs to be present and giving yourself some time and space. So for instance, it can be in nature. I like to go to this certain rock, or I like to go to this river, and this is the place where I go to pray. It can be in your home. This little corner is dedicated to my prayer. I have my pictures of my teachers. I have pictures of my loved ones, my younger self, And great practice is to take a picture of yourself as a child, to put it there on your altar. And when you pray, you have this child there on your altar because you're praying for yourself, healing in this current state, but also you can pray for that child inside of you, that maybe where a lot of this things stemmed from, where you are now working with psychedelic medicine. So whichever way it looks, it's to create a sacred space. And some recommendations is you can put some elements of the earth, you can put a glass of water, you can put some flowers, some plants, you can put whatever feels good for you and is connected to this earth. And also some fire is always nice, I love fire, so we can put candles, we're connecting with the elements. They say that we are not separate from any of the elements, we are not separate from this earth. So we are praying with our relations, we are praying with the force of our relations. So in preparation for a psychedelic experience, it's creating a sacred space where you can pray. And I'm not telling you need to pray to anything specific. I use the word God sometimes. I use the word creator sometimes. I use the word great spirit, truth, higher self, Sometimes one of my teachers says, I am praying for whoever is listening with a good intention, So this is why I'm praying. So whatever it may look like for you, it can also just be a meditation practice, okay? I'm communing with my higher self. I'm coming into the sacred space that I have created, and I am communing with my higher self. So with this, I am taking a moment of presence, and I am coming and I am grounding myself. So this can be a starting point. And as we start to find gratitude through prayer, this is a way of regulating our nervous system and to start the process of self-reflection, to develop an awareness. Okay, I'm grateful for this, I'm grateful for that. But also I see that these are some things that I need changed in my life, and I'm asking for the support. So when we start to ask for this support, we start to ask for guidance, we start to develop this understanding that truly it can be like a scavenger hunt, to know, okay, well, if I'm here praying, I'm praying for guidance, I'm praying for direction, show me the way. You know, if those of you maybe have an intention to go to one of our retreats, soul medicine, for instance, beautiful journey, join us, you know, but it's okay. You're saying, give me the guidance, you know, if this is for me, show me, you know, give me some sort of insight, you know, or some clarity, you know, or if there's a certain part of myself that needs to be worked on or addressed, show me the way, guide me, direct me. I am surrendering myself to a higher power to help me to navigate to where I need to be, because I'm truly praying for healing. Because I can say, well, I don't know, maybe there's some of you here watching now that want to work on something, that want to heal something. So this can be an opportunity to find guidance on how you can do that, you know. Of course, we are facilitating the retreat to come work through these things, you know, to find the healing, but it's also okay, guide me in the way. Maybe finances, you know. Maybe I've been in situations myself where it's like, you know, I really want to go do that, you know, I really want to go to this retreat, or I really want to do this training or this program. So I pray, you know, I pray. If it's for me, please show me the way, you know. Sometimes I don't have any resources to go, but I'm like, show me a way, you know. And I've been surprised many times, you know, you get a phone call, text message, somebody like, wow, you get somebody owes you money, all of a sudden the money's coming in. Things can start working out in an interesting way because we're opening ourselves up. We're saying we are praying that we are committed to healing ourselves, and we're asking for the guidance and support in doing so. And with this, we are starting to engage with a higher power. We have this belief that we can put our trust in something outside of ourselves. And in turn, also recognizing that this higher power outside of ourselves may be outside of ourselves, but it also exists within ourselves. So it's instilling some confidence that we are able to ask for what we need. And this goes into intention setting. Intention setting. So when we are working with psychedelic medicine, it's like, okay, we want to come with an intention. Okay. We are not coming to just say, hey, I just want to have a psychedelic experience. Well, it's like, well, maybe if that's the case, but for what? Where are you looking for insight on something, clarity, direction, perspective? And then there's other levels of like, I'm working on my depression, my anxiety, the relationship with my father, my mother, whatever this may be. It's to set an intention, you know, okay, I am setting the intention here that I am coming to work with this medicine for this reason. And with this keeps us anchored and grounded while we are doing this, you know? And it's also showing reverence for the sacrifice it took for the opportunity for us to sit into these spaces and to experience these sacraments. You know, they have this thing about energetic exchange, right? You may have heard it in the spiritual communities. And it's like, okay, well, I'm giving you something for something. There's an exchange. Well, oftentimes I think something that is a disillusion is that we ask creation for things, you know, like give me, give me, give me. I need. But it's like, okay, but what are we giving? You know, what are we exchanging? You know, so in this space, as we start to commune and we start to pray, it's like I have an intention of healing my depression, for instance. You know, Great Spirit, I am praying to heal my intention. I am praying to the spirit, to the energy of the mushrooms, you know, that to help me to heal. And in turn, I will walk more gracefully on this earth. I will support others if that's the case. Even if you don't have the opportunity, it doesn't need to be like, okay, I have to give this, but it could be something small, you know? Okay, maybe I will, you know, once I start to feel better, I'll spend more time with my children, or I'll spend more time with my loved ones. I'll commit more service to the community. It's like, so you start to develop an understanding of how you're living your life through communing with prayer, which can be quite fascinating and beautiful in a way to really, really, really learn deeply about yourself. Mm. And it's also just a very beautiful practice to ground, to center. As I was saying, like you take the time to really center yourself, to know that you are devoted and dedicated to this moment in praying. I am setting my intention. I'm in my sacred space. I am developing and working on myself before I arrive in this ceremonial space. For me, as being a carrier and a keeper of these medicines, is knowing that it's like, okay, I always recommend people to show up in the best way you can. And it's like sometimes we don't have the choice. Sometimes we are hurt, we are depressed, and we're trying and we're trying. Okay, I'm just the last thing, and my last hope is going to this retreat. That's understandable. But if we have the capacity to put in work before we arrive, then this can be quite even more of an experience. You can have an even bigger impact on your life. So it's to say, okay, I'm committing myself to this, to taking this time of self-reflection, of prayer, and preparing myself for this journey. It's setting the intentions, it's being very clear, being very honest, being very open with yourself, learning and discovering, uncovering yourself, starting to unravel pieces of yourself before you arrive in the container. So you arrive feeling confident and clear. And then once you arrive into that space, you can just let go. You let go and you experience what you need to experience because the intention was set. The prayers were made, and now you can just immerse yourself in the experience and go through the process that needs to happen. So this is very, very, very fundamental in preparation. Also, it's an invitation. You're inviting this psychedelic, if you are willing to ingest these psychedelic medicines, then you're giving an invitation. You're saying, okay, I've heard wonderful things about you. Mushrooms is a one way to start a prayer, truly. It's like the magic mushrooms, um, Niños Santos, like the children. Like, I've heard wonderful things about you, and I'm willing to trust you with my life. To trust, I need healing. I am looking for healing. So I am trusting you. Um, so I am inviting you into my life with my trust. Please help me. And in this way, you're opening yourself up in an invitation. They say when you're closed off, you're constricted, you're closed. But and it's hard some of the medicines, I tell you, with the cambo, we'll get there, but it's like with the mushrooms, sometimes we can contract and we block ourselves off. We don't want to surrender to the experience. We're holding on so tight. And sometimes we'll work through that, in our retreats. But when we invite these medicines and we open ourselves up, we can receive, and it can come into us, into our life. So we're inviting these mushrooms. We're inviting the cambo. We're inviting the sweat lodge, whatever the experience may be. And with any other psychedelic event, it's like to make sure it's with good intention and with prayer. I have never, never, never in my whole time doing this have experienced a ceremony where prayer was not involved in some sense or another. Sometimes it's very simple. Sometimes it's very intricate and beautiful. But it's always with reverence to the medicine. It's always with reverence to creation. And we're always giving something before we step into this sacred space, because truly what we are doing is we are walking into a sacred space. What we are doing here in soul medicine retreats, for instance, is we're not creating a space we have some backgrounds in clinical studies and things like this, but we're creating a sacred ceremonial space. And with this, we've learning from the teaching from long, long ago, that we approach this with reverence, with care, with understanding, with prayer. We are praying. And as we come together in a group, in a circle at soul medicine, for instance, we are in a collective prayer. We are praying for the greater good of each and every one of us, and in turn for the greater good of humanity. So this can be very important for preparing yourself for your psychedelic experience. And you can start to commune with this plant, with this energy, with the great spirit, with your higher self. I am praying, okay, to the true version of myself, the one that knows everything, the one that has all of the one that is in complete peace and ease. I am praying for your guidance. And you can pray to your inner child, as I said. I am praying to you, and I am sending my love, my support to the pain inside of my inner child. You're starting to take your power back. And it's like you have the capabilities of manifesting and creating through your prayers. This is a tool, that it takes time to really develop, but this is something that can be highly beneficial towards your preparation, in your experience, and also for integrating. We can pray for healing energy. I pray for the healing of myself. And if you're in the victimization of a loathing and feeling like, oh, I don't even have the energy to pray for myself. Pray for another, serve another. Maybe there's somebody in your life that you care for. I am praying for their life. I am praying that they're happy. And even in the preparation for a psychedelic experience, I am praying that the healing that I receive in this ceremony can benefit the ones that I love in my life, to benefit those in my ancestry that didn't have the capacity, the resources, the time, the energy to go into a healing space and to receive this medicine. So this can be extremely beneficial to pray with this healing energy and to connect. And it brings all the intention together. Mm. And it's also very much a community. It's like you're developing a community. We have this idea of like, okay, I'm so alone sometimes, so separate. I felt the loneliness myself. I go through my moments, but they say that the soul's on a journey of returning to the memory of unification, that we are all together, that we are whole. We think about our relationships with our mother, with our father, with our lovers, with this. If you get lost in the eyes of your lover, you are getting into this space of being unified. It's what we are craving on a soul level. So when we begin to pray to the universe that we are not separate, that we are a part of it, and we start to commune with it like that we do have a voice, then we start to feel more unified. So this is very fundamental in the preparation. And every call that I have before anybody, I say, well, start to commune. I'm not telling you to pray to any specific deity or like any specific god or anything like this. You pray for what feels good for you and whatever that feels, however it feels comfortable, and develop your own relationship with prayer. And in my personal subjective opinion, that is okay, just the way that you do. These are recommendations. But I say to always set an intention, to always start to commune, because you are also stepping into a space where people have been doing this a long time. So it's like, okay, I'm new to this. So I'm praying to this mushroom. I'm praying to support me through this process. This is what I would like to receive. This is what I'm willing to give. This is what I'm grateful for. So with this can be good preparation for your psychedelic experience. And, knowing in the way we work at soul medicine retreats, it's a week-long prayer. It's quite beautiful. Like we're there continuously praying for what we're grateful and remembering that memory, what it is to pray around a fire with community, to feel that vibration, that unity, that love, that peace. It is truly magnificent to walk in a week of prayer with your brothers and sisters and realizing, okay, through each one of your prayers that's expressed, we start to learn that we are not separate, that maybe somebody had a very similar experience as you and that we are supporting each other. So this helps to bring unity. So we're preparing ourselves to start connecting with our prayer before. When we're there, we're praying, we are praying together as a family. And don't worry, like we're having a lot of fun and we're going through everything together and we're not just constantly sitting there praying, we're moving, we're being active. It's a beautiful experience. But through our activities, through the workshops, through everything, it's a collective prayer. It's a week-long ceremony. So this is our way to start to engage with the ceremony. What's a ceremony? It's a sacred space where we come with one collective intention of healing, working with the medicine. And so we prepare ourselves. Just like before we go to a Sunday church, we put on our nicest shirt, we put on our tie, we brush our hair, we brush our teeth, because we're going to pray. It's the same. So we're preparing ourselves mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually to the best of our abilities before we arrive in the space. And we can use the tool of prayer to help us with this. So this is a little bit of preparation. Mm, mm. And with that, I would like to end with a prayer. So inviting everybody to close their eyes, resting in your heart center, finding the peace, the love, the gratitude. What are we grateful for in this moment? For me, I am grateful for life. I'm grateful for the opportunity to share and to teach. What a pleasure to be able to communicate. grateful for my family, grateful for the resources in my life. We begin to pray. Aho, Great Spirit, Father Sky, Mother Earth, thank you for this life. Thank you for this opportunity to live in this physical form and to experience. Thank you for all of the adversity in my life. Thank you for all that I've experienced, for allowing me to learn and to arrive where I am here in this present moment. Thank you, Creator. Thank you, Universe. Thank you for giving me all the people in my life to show me exactly what I needed to see. And thank you for taking away the people that needed to be taken away. Thank you for helping me to arrive in a deeper truth of myself. And thank you for all of the struggles that I faced. And thank you for the strength to continue to look for opportunities to better myself and to heal. Thank you for the opportunity to learn and to grow. Thank you for this earth. Thank you for all of the beautiful resources this earth shares. Thank you for all of the water. Thank you for the sun. Thank you for all of the elements of creation. Thank you for this wondrous land. Thank you to the sacred medicines. Thank you to the mushrooms. Thank you to the Cambo, to the Tamascal. Thank you to all of the teachers, the gatekeepers. Thank you to all of those that have been praying before this prayer. And thank you for all of the prayers that will come after this prayer. I am opening myself up to receive the energy of the mushrooms, the energy of the Cambo, the energy of the great spirit of creation to allow me to be a good channel, to hold a good space for these beautiful people with the curiosity to come journey with us. And I'm praying to learn, praying to grow, praying to evolve, praying to heal. Like this, I pray for all of those watching, tuning in at this moment. I'm praying for your lives, praying for your healing, and also recognizing you for your courage to work on yourselves. What strength, what determination, what beauty. I pray for your healing. I pray for safety, safe journey with these psychedelic medicines, wherever you choose to work with them. I'm praying it's safe, and I pray it's with a good intention. I'm praying that you receive all of the healing that you need. Thank you, Great Spirit, for this beautiful life. I pray for all of those going through a difficult time, all of those in depression, all of those lonely, all of those in anxiety, all of those frustrated and anger and pain, all of those victims of abuse, all of those that have felt hurt. I'm praying for all of the children here in this earth that have been the victim of wars, the victim of control, of domination. I'm praying for the protection of the children. I'm praying for the protection of the women of this earth. I'm praying for the collective to come back to the memory that we are not separate and that we must take care of one another. That in taking care of ourselves and in taking care of each other, we are taking care of all. So I pray that we can take better care. Thank you so much, Creator. I'm praying for the protection, the guidance, and direction in my life. Praying for a beautiful life, not only for me, but for all of my relations. Aho Metakiasan. Slowly inviting you to open your eyes, to arrive back in this present moment. Welcoming you to go down the journey with prayer, set some intentions. Welcoming you to our next season of Soul Medicine. I don't mean to make a plug here, but honestly, we would love to have you, where we will go through many of these teachings, and where we will evolve together as human beings, come back to the memory that we are here in support of one another, the memory of wholeness, of love, and peace. Thank you so much for your time. Have a beautiful day. Okay.